What's good? It's your girl Tia, and welcome back to the SOS podcast. And I've been missing for about 2 weeks now, and I'm gonna tell you why. So, I had to realize that I was putting too much energy into the wrong things. I had a few episodes recorded for the past few weeks, but it wasn't really genuine because that's not what I was doing. That's not what I had going on at the moment. So today we're going to talk about exactly what the journey that I've been on for the past few weeks. So I was talking about self-control, talking about boundaries and self-worth. So self-control and boundaries, I feel like are two things that are very important in our lives, and they're very closely intertwined. Self-control is the ability to control your thoughts, your emotions, and your actions. While boundaries refer to the limits that we set for ourselves and others in terms of what is acceptable behavior. I feel like both self-control and boundaries are essential for our personal growth as well as our well-being. It helps us maintain healthy relationships, make better decisions, and also help us achieve our goals. So now we're going to talk about self-worth and self-control and how they relate to each other. I feel like both of them are very vital in our lives. Self-control, of course, is the ability to control your thoughts, your emotions, and your behaviors, while self-control refers to our belief, to our inherent value and worthiness as individuals. When we have a high level of self-control, we are better equipped to make decisions that align with our values and our goals, and we're less likely to give into impulsive and destructive behaviors. Additionally, we have a strong sense of self-worth, and we're more likely to practice self-control because when you have that self-control, you understand that our actions have a direct impact on our well-being and our sense of self. So self-control is a skill that can be developed through practice and discipline. It involves us to be aware of our thoughts and our emotions and consciously choosing on how we respond to them, going back to being self-aware. For example, when we feel angry or if we feel frustrated, instead of impulsively reacting to the situation, we can take just 10 seconds to take a deep breath and then assess the situation. If we are tempted by unhealthy habits, such as overeating or procrastination, we can exercise that self-control by resisting the urge by focusing on more productive activities. I seen this quote and it said that procrastination is the arrogant assumption that God owes you another opportunity to do what you already had to do. And I feel like this is very important because a lot of times we take for granted the time that we do have. Everybody has 24 hours in a day, and we should just use it a little more wisely than what we do. And I think that with procrastination, sometimes because I know I've done it, we don't have that self-control to tell ourselves no, like, you got to go ahead and get this done. So now that you know what procrastination is, we're going to talk about self-control and how to get into self-control and how to be a better version of yourself through self-control. Self-control is important when it comes down to managing our relationships with others. It allows us to communicate better and avoid conflict and maintain those healthy boundaries. For instance, if someone is trying to manipulate or control us, we can choose on whether or not we want to associate ourselves with them. We also don't have to put up with their actions or their tactics, and we can set clear boundaries for the interactions with that person, or just no interactions at all. By doing so, we can assert ourselves from harm. We can protect ourselves from harm. Boundaries, on the other hand, are the rules we set for ourselves and others in terms on what is acceptable behavior. They can be physical, emotional, or intellectual, and they vary from person to person. Everyone's going to have different boundaries. For example, a physical boundary may be not letting someone touch you unless they have consent. And an emotional boundary would be more like not tolerating disrespect or abusive language. Boundaries are essential for maintaining healthy relationships as they ensure our needs and our values to ourselves. Setting boundaries can be challenging, yes, but if we need to make sure that we need to make sure that we're putting our well-being before anything. So it's kind of crucial. It's very important that we have that self-respect and letting people know exactly what we are willing to tolerate from them. When you set those clear boundaries, we communicate to others, again, what is acceptable and what is not. When we set those boundaries, we empower ourselves to make choices that align with our current values. This allows us to build more fulfilling relationships based on mutual respect and understanding. So once you understand yourself and once other people understand who you are, then your relationships could be better. I think that self-control is very important. It allows us to regulate our emotions and our behaviors, while boundaries help us maintain healthy relationships and protect ourselves from harm. By developing these skills, we can improve our personal growth and well-being and make better decisions to achieve our goals. Practicing self-control can boost our self-worth because it enables us to take ownership of our actions and make choices that align with our values. When we exercise self-control, we are demonstrating that we have the power to make more deliberate choices that are in our best interests. Rather than being driven by external forces or impulses, this can help us feel more confident and empowered in our ability to navigate life's challenges, and it can also help us build a sense of pride and accomplishment in ourselves. Overall, self-control and self-worth are two essentials that can help us lead a fulfilling life and make it very meaningful. So today's episode was kind of short, yes, and I'm going to do another drop probably tomorrow. I just wanted to make sure that I did put something out because I didn't want to get too comfortable and get too complacent with not posting anything at all. I just wanted to give a quick update. I'm still learning and navigating through this self-worth and this self-control journey. So we're on this journey together. We're on this boat together. We're trying to get to this shore of happiness together. So with today's episode, I wanted to make sure that self-control is something that everyone should learn. Self-control is very important to me. Now that I have checked myself as far as where I am, I can be more honest with myself and more honest with you guys as far as the journey. And I'll see you guys tomorrow because we're going to continue on with this conversation tomorrow. I still got to study for finals. I'm still in that journey. I'm still in the process of taking finals. So I'm going to get back to studying and I will catch you guys next week. Make sure you have a good day. And this is the SOS podcast, helping you become a better version of yourself one day at a time. Thank you so much for listening.